Hello everybody and welcome to the Queen of Coins Tarot, YouTube's least camera ready channel. We're going to do an unboxing of the Halloween Tarot desk and book set. Somebody mentioned, one of you helpful people mentioned the idea of me getting a black cloth for my table and that might help. And that reminded me, it's time for my favorite season. Although, to be honest, around here, I mean, my grandgirls, they just love Halloween. So we're Halloween all year long. But it's time to get out the stuff, right? So we're going to do this unboxing because I've got a lot. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then there's a book in here. So we'll look at that later. Please don't tip over. I think it will because it's heavy on the back. Somebody else asked me, they said that the Grim Tales was good because it didn't have glare on the cards. So one of the reasons I haven't covered this desk is because this is my father-in-law's desk, and my son inherited it and or was gifted it by his grandfather. This desk came from Bucklebury, England, and I'm talking years and years ago when my father-in-law was serving on the base near there, doing his dental. In fact, my sister-in-law was born in England. So I guess it's got sentimental value to me, and I keep it just as it is, but I do think I might put a cloth on it just for fun. I mean, it is very sentimental. I love touching the leather. I think it's hilarious though, and I have to share this story with you. So my father-in-law was a super staunch Catholic, very faithful man to the church and whatnot, from Ireland. Him and his wife, their people were both, I think, from County Cork. Anyway, he owned a mall or a strip mall, and this might be easier. Rented out spaces to tenants, and one of the tenants that he rented to was a psychic. My father-in-law, who was from a different time, so don't write me and tell me this is disrespectful, called her the Swami. And every once in a while, he'd have to, lock her out because she couldn't pay her rent. But he was also a very fair person. Like during COVID, he didn't charge people rents because people couldn't go anywhere to work, to do anything. So anyway, so one day my father-in-law and the locksmith and the family were riding out to the strip mall to lock the Swami out once again. And he said, "Do you think she knows we're coming?" Because she's, of course, so psychic. And we tell that story and we kind of laugh about it because it was a funny thing to say. But on the other hand, I do think he'd be vastly amused, I think, that his daughter-in-law is now using his desk to read on. I don't know if he'd be amused or insulted. When he was alive, of course, I was still writing romance. So that's been a few years ago. But anyway, so this has got sentimental value to me. And but I do think for Halloween, it's so stinking hot. Guys, you Celsius people, it's going to be 40.556 C today. I did the conversion. It's 100. It's going to be 105 F Fahrenheit for the Fahrenheit people. That's just hot, kids. That's just very hot. Anyway, this is the Queen of Coins Tarot. I am Tina, the Queen of Coins. Come on in to the parlor. I can't leave you outside. It's too hot. Let's enjoy this new deck and see if it tells us a story today about Harry and Meghan. I was listening to Lady C, and she was talking about her experiences with a narcissistic mother and one thing and another, and a few things came up. And it made me start feeling sorry all over again for my stepfather, who got caught in the clutches of a malignant narcissist who made sure that my sister got disinherited from daddy's millions. In fact, she treated my father. Watching elder abuse is a horrible thing when you can't help somebody. And of course, I had no rights to help anything because I was a stepdaughter. So, I mean, Daddy tried to get me to help him at the end, but you can't. And the reason why I started thinking about this was because I was thinking about King Charles and, whoops, the moon. Oh, these are going to be good. Look at this description of the moon. I like it. So if you can ever do anything to help a narcissistic victim, a member of a family, and usually you can't because the narc's hold is just, well, my stepmother even put a padlock on the inside of the house so he couldn't get out to the garden that he loved. Of course, her excuse was she was afraid he would fall into the lake. That was Boulder Dash. Daddy was in his mind. She just didn't want him going outside anymore. So she locked a padlock inside on the wall. It was horrible, horrible. But so you can't often help people that are narcissistic victims, and so I'm thinking that that's on Charles's mind. Why he's trying to help Harry. It's not that he thinks, if Harry's truly yelling at King Charles, he's probably not thinking of putting Harry back in any type of royal duty or service. I think he's probably just trying to help him. It's a horrible, horrible thing to watch narcissistic abuse. And Charles is probably aware that Meghan yelled at his mother. This is the Empress. We've pulled her all week for Meghan. What good does it do to yell at an old woman? I just don't understand. Plus the Queen, right? Somebody who has done more service than anybody ever will in their lifetime. So let me give you all the rundown on this. Pumpkins are pentacles. Bats are swords. Ghosts are cups. And imps are wands. So we'll see if I can get this straight, right? My dyslexia is going to go mad. Queen of Ghosts that just hopped out, therefore, is cups. And that generally for us has been Diana. Okay, so what I want to know is Meghan a dominatrix? And is Harry a sub? Are they even thinking about a divorce? Why was Meghan digging around in his car that day? Supposedly a friend shooed her off. I don't know. I want to know. Lady C says that it's very likely that Meghan was trying to capture the big prize, which is William. We've all talked about it and we've read on it, but to hear Lady C kind of, what do you call it, ascribe to that theory gave me pause. And so I thought, I'm going to read on that because she said that William made sure that Meghan was never alone in a room with him, ever. Queen of Pumpkins, Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. That's Catherine. It's going to take me a minute to catch up with this one, guys. I want to know, did he find her repulsive? Or was he thinking of his mother when he would never be alone with her? Was he aware of her reputation? I know the look that she gave Andrew and the look that he gave her the first time they met on a balcony. Those two knew each other, and I'm pretty sure they knew each other biblically. I want to know if Charles is aware of this. I mean, strength in reverse. The man has some maturity of life. I mean, we can say that he lives in his head, but the fact is he's lived a long life and he's seen a thing or two. So I'm curious. I want to know if the suits are holding Harry back from Charles. I mean, are they losing phone calls or maybe just shoving them to the bottom of the pile? I'm not saying that they would not give him a message. I'm saying, or maybe they're, you know, kind of shuffling that to the bottom of the pile. And I want to know, is it true that still Meghan gets what Meghan wants, Meghan gets? That's the conclusion. That's what I want to know. So that's our reading with the new Halloween tarot deck as I'm kicking off fall season. Because kids, I am too stinking hot. When it gets to be, when I see 105 coming up on the thermometer, I say, let me get my dogs out early for their exercise because this is just too much. I mean, my dogs are old. I can't. Anyway, okay. Oh, it's hot. Let me say that. And it's hot for y'all too. So, Harry, Meghan. We keep hearing that rumors of a divorce. I just don't think they will. But what's the current situation? Why was she in his car? Is Harry a sub? And is Meghan a dom? Harry being a submissive. This is a sexual term for liking rough play and liking her because she bats him around and sexually abuses him and blah, 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 blah. And her being a dominatrix. I mean, he said, Meghan will let you do anything to her. And Meghan is capable of anything. When she hit on William and he never let her be alone with him, was he aware that she was trying to ensnare him? Did he find her repulsive? Or was he thinking about his mother when he, you know, because I don't think he wanted to embarrass Catherine, but I don't know. Is Charles aware that his son was uncomfortable with Meghan and that Meghan had a really bad reputation? Do the suits hold Harry's calls and so forth on a slow boat? And is it still true that what Meghan wants, Meghan gets? Okay, underlying energy, the Emperor. Well, so far as we know at this moment, this is Charles. But let's see. The Chariot in reverse. This would be William. Not quite yet the Emperor. These are cute cards, kind of fun. 8 of Pumpkins or 8 of Pentacles. Well, money. The central thing with the Harkles is always money. I don't know why, but it just is. I mean, well, I do know why, but I mean, it's like, do you just not love your family? Is it just money? I don't know. I'm just the Queen of Coins Tarot. I don't know anything. This is all for fun and speculation, gossip and entertainment. But where could you have so much fun? Unless you were a fly on the wall at Montecito. Okay. Mudslide Mansion. All right. Harry. Goodness, I think I'm going to take you up on your advice about the cloth. New cards aren't wanting to pop up. Oh, dear Lord. Guys, I am going to have to get a cloth. Okay, Harry. Oh, my gosh. Page of Bats. And I'm not putting this card down. Meghan. 10 of Bats. So the bats are wands. Page of Wands and 10 of Wands. Heavy burden. Heavy, heavy. So heavy. Just need to put it down. Just can't carry it any longer. And Page of Bats. Oh, it's immature. It's childish. It's selfish. It's relating to the children. What's the truth of the divorce right now? Yes or no? Anything Queen of Ghosts. And remember, the ghosts are cups. Queen of Cups. That's Diana. Well, Meghan loves to copy Diana. That bothers me. Because they got divorced. Charles and we were living in very different times. What is it, 29 years since she passed? I love the artwork. Okay, why was Meghan in Harry's car? King of Ghosts. King of Cups. Look at the mask on this person. Hiding who she really is, for sure. Can't quite make things stay still. I think she was trying to get her a king. Weird that we have the Queen of Ghosts and the King of Ghosts. Charles. I'm uncomfortable that those two are together. Is Harry a sub? 4 of Bats. Or 4 of Wands in reverse. That's not celebrating. That's... I've got this wrong. Bats are swords. So this is him basically on his deathbed. And then this is the 10 of Swords and the Page of Swords. That's words, that's air, that's warfare, that's swords, 10 of Swords. Okay, so this makes me laugh a little bit because this person is laying in their bed. And of course, you know, sex, but it's in reverse. So I'm going to say not a true sub. But if he's anything like it, he's not liking it now. Okay, is Meghan comfortable being a dom? 3 of Bats in reverse. I don't think that's the basis of their relationship. This is betrayal, and in reverse, it's less betrayal, but I'm feeling like it's more. She had a plan. Sex was definitely part of it. 10 of Swords, that's just like utter ruin. So interestingly, you have Diana and Charles here, and then Swords here. Did she hit on William so that he was never alone with her? The Fool. New beginnings, yes. Two of Bats in reverse. 2 of Swords in reverse. Oh, I'm sorry, my doorbell's ringing. Let me come right back. Sorry about that. I thought that was my fence man, but it's not. Okay, this is the 2 of Wands in reverse, or the 2 of Swords in reverse. And this is, he's definitely was thinking about, you know, you can make one choice in your life that can turn it will determine the rest of your life. I tell my kids that all the time. There's going to come a point in your life where you're going to be faced with 2 decisions. you're going to make a decision, and it could be something that you have to live with forever. He didn't want that. He'd already seen that with his parents. Is Charles aware of, death? Yes, he is. He very certainly is aware that Meghan was hitting on his son. Do the suits hold communications back from? Yes. They're all about keeping Charles strong. I'm sorry, but when you have health issues, you have to make choices, and you make the choices to have people around you who make you happy and support you. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. 10 of Pumpkins in reverse. That's the 10 of Pentacles, which would be happy family and money, but this is in reverse. So I'm going to say that this is not quite as true as it once was. The conclusion cards are the Empress, the 2 of Pumpkins, which is, back and forth energy, the Empress, which is Meghan, and the 7 of Ghosts, which is Cups. Weird. We didn't get any wands. That's very weird. No wands at all on this table. Ooh, and the next card up is the Lovers. Weird. Okay, so, but let me tell you what I want to do, because I'm just fascinated by these questions that Lady C was talking about today. I just think it's interesting. This has kind of been the linchpin that a lot of this situation has turned on. I hope y'all enjoyed the introduction to the Halloween Tarot. That'll be fun for readings, but I want to do a reading, and y'all don't write me and say how long it takes me to read, because I know it does. I do long readings. I don't mean to. But it's like history. I start doing a dive, and then I find out it's been 2 hours, and I go, oh my gosh, I've got to go make dinner or something. I want to test this again with the Spiral Tarot. I want to test it again and just see how close we got with the new deck. I'm just kidding. Oh, the Empress is on top. Okay. So I'm going to ask this deck this very same questions. Meghan, Harry, 10 of Cups, which would be the super happy family. I want to know if any of these divorce rumors are, that the palace is preparing for the eventuality of a divorce. King of Pentacles in reverse. I want to know, is Harry submissive? And I want to know, is Meghan a dominatrix? And, was this sex? I mean, as his father said, he was sea-struck. Why was she in his car? I mean, I think we all know, but it's just weird. And I read, or maybe, I think I read that a friend is the one who maybe perhaps alerted his security that she was digging around in his trunk. Did she hit on William with an intention of taking him away from Catherine? I mean, that would explain why she was so mean and rude to Catherine. I heard yesterday, and I don't remember if I was listening to Shauna at the Vintage Read show or somebody else, but that she actually threw those flowers back in Catherine's face that Catherine took to her house. I thought she'd just thrown them in the trash, but either way, it was rude. Did William find her repulsive, or was he aware of, her story from Andrew? Had they seen each other on a yacht? I mean, or been together or whatever? Allegedly, speculation. Don't come at me. Or was he thinking about his mom? Bad choices, like don't do that. I don't want to hurt Catherine. Is Charles aware that Meghan hit on his son? Oh my word. Are the suits holding Harry back from contacting Charles frequently, often? Is there, are they slowing the communications down? And is it still true that what Meghan wants, Meghan gets? So I want to know. I'm just so nosy like that, right? I think I'm going to have t-shirts or coffee mugs or something printed up that say, I'm just so nosy. I'm just really nosy. Okay, here we go. Nosy like the Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Coins. Harry, Meghan. Is there any truth to divorce rumors or preparation? Why was she in his car? Is he a submissive? Is she a dominatrix? Did she hit on him and with the intention of catching him, and that's why he was never alone with her? Did he find her repulsive, or was he on that choice point of not wanting to hurt Catherine or ruin his reputation with what she would certainly have come out with? Was Charles aware of this? Do the suits hold Harry back from contacting his father as much as he would like to? And is it still true that what Meghan wants, Meghan gets? Okay, here we go. The High Priestess in reverse. I would say that this is Meghan beginning to lose power. The Tower in reverse. Definitely things are changing. Eek. And Death in reverse. Now that's very interesting. Death in reverse. That's 3 major arcana. Wow. Okay, so Harry. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Well, he needs money. And he married the woman he thought he could get, who could help him get it. But it hasn't really worked out. That's why it's in reverse. Sorry, guys. Meghan. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay? Same story. She married him. They made a pact. They were going to get money. They had a plan for getting the money. And I would say, if you listen to my first reading this morning, because this is my second, that they were very surprised in July when none of the royal family wanted to visit with their kids or see their kids, like Anne's family didn't want to, and Beatrice and Eugenie and all the others. I would say that everyone's aware that the kids were the lure and they don't want any part of the smoke. This is my thought. Okay. What's the situation with the divorce right now? 5 of Pentacles on the outside. Okay. Out in the cold. I would say possibly the palace is starting to think about an escape hatch. Parachuting Harry out of this. There's only one child in this picture. Why was she in his car? The Emperor in reverse. Same thing as before. She was just determined to catch her a king. Or a royal. We might just look at it that way. And so she was looking for intel. Narcs need power. They need weaponry. As my stepmother or my stepfather's wife said to me one day when I was madly typing on one of my romance novels and they were all sitting around in the den. I mean, I was on deadline. I couldn't stop what I was doing. And she said, "Oh, I'm so glad that I got to see you work. Now I know how you work." And she read every single one of my books. As soon as they came out, she'd run to Walmart or whatever and get one. And I was very well aware at the time that she was trying to figure me out. But that wasn't the way to go about it. Okay, is Meghan a submissive? Is Harry a submissive? 3 of Cups in reverse. So in the last draw, he was 4 of Wands in reverse. 3 of Cups in reverse. Nothing to celebrate. Is Meghan a dominatrix? 2 of Wands in reverse. Okay. If that was a major component of their relationship before, it isn't now. For sure. 2 of Wands being, you know, looking to manifest, looking to make your world happen. I mean, she used sex. Of course, she's always used sex. 3 of Cups in reverse. I mean, he had lots of choices of women, and I know that seems hard to believe, but he had lots of choices of women, and he thought this one was going to be the one, and he played, I mean, the one to give him what he wanted, which was what William had. And so that's what, and he'd been looking for that. I'm just telling you what I feel off this card. All you British people who know better, please write me and tell me if I'm wrong. But I think he was looking absolutely for what William had, or better. And I think I don't think she likes sex, to be honest with you. I think she uses it as a tool. But, I mean, that's the energy I'm getting. Diana's laughing. Okay. Not about her son being trapped by a malignant narc or a psychopath, but that Meghan doesn't like sex. Okay. Did she hit on William and that was why he was never alone with her? The Empress in reverse. Well, we've talked about this all last week. The Empress is Meghan. For me, I don't know why it's been coming up that way, because she's trying to create and manifest her dreams. But in reverse, he wasn't going to be alone with her. He wasn't going to let her create that manifestation. No. No way. My first wands and two decks. Did he find her repulsive, or was he trying to be careful of Catherine? Darn it, my doorbell's